All right, so are there any people in the audience who are here as support for someone? All right, so here's the rule, and I want you all to listen to me very carefully. If you try to communicate with an inmate in the box, you will be told to leave this courtroom. You will not be welcomed back. Does everyone understand? Whether you're a witness or not, you will not be giving testimony in this court if you do that, because that interferes with the security of this courtroom. Does everybody understand? So,
from the very beginning, Judge Stephanie Boyd makes one thing crystal clear: courtroom rules are not optional. The moment anyone interferes with the process, the consequences are immediate.
All right, so she needs to be removed from the courtroom. I don't have underage people in the courtroom. All right, and the purple person in the gray suit, who is he?
He's the U.S. Executive of the United States.
All right, so you're the U.S. Executive with the, which part of the United States? I mean, all right, so do you have documentation? All right, thank you so much. You're excused.
The gray suit might have looked official, but appearances only go so far. In court, credibility depends on proof, not confidence.
My understanding is that you were outside speaking with members of the jury. Is that correct? That's either yes or no. No. You were outside speaking to the jurors. Yes or no? Nope. Were you outside speaking to the jurors? Yes or no?
Getting me nervous. Yeah, detaining. It's a difference between getting nervous.
This is what's going to end up. All right. And what division? All right. Do you have documentation for that? Oh, what is your name? Spell that. First name and last name. Yes. Spell it. And where's your documentation that show you work for the federal government?
Everything is from the
All right. So you are not allowed to be in this courthouse anymore. You do not have any business here. If you are not a witness, you are not allowed in this courtroom. Do you understand? And you're not allowed in this courthouse. You know that you are not supposed to be speaking with the jurors in the hallway. You were. Those jurors were not asking you any questions. You took it upon yourself to tamper with the jury that is coming up here for jury selection. You are not allowed in this courthouse anymore. Do you understand? No. Do you understand?
When the judge starts asking yes or no questions, you can feel the tension rise. She already knows enough to realize something is seriously wrong.
So do not come back into the courthouse. That means this courthouse. That means the courthouse next door. That is the historical courthouse. Do you understand? All right. If you can see that he's escorted off the premises. Oh, God bless you too. But
accusing someone of jury tampering is no small matter. That strikes at the heart of a fair trial.
Personally, I don't feel comfortable with using this jury as the jury pool because I don't know what was said. My understanding is that he is involved in a case here, not as a witness, not as a party whatsoever, but just as maybe a friend of a friend of a friend of a cousin. All right, Miss Compton.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and the other issue, you were not present, but you were number one for jury trial. However, the person who was here in the gray suit who said that he was with the U.S. government, he was
Mr. Man.
Yeah, he was speaking to the jurors in the hallway. So I don't feel comfortable with using the jury panel that we have.
And Judge,
one person's actions were enough to derail an entire trial. That shows how fragile the justice process can be.
I'm not quite sure how to handle him. I did talk to Daniel about him, and I did make a call before the holidays to the jail. He has been filing all sorts of stuff in this case. I don't know what his relationship is with his family. I don't talk to them. I've never spoken to him. He has communicated with me threats that he's going to sue me in federal court and all kinds of stuff like that. But the thing that troubles me the most, and I called the jail to let them know, is that he evidently had an attorney visit on the video visit, not a recorded visit, an attorney visit with this guy.
Okay.
The attorney's comments reveal that this wasn't an isolated incident. There was already a pattern of troubling behavior.
With my client. Now, I tried to find out if they had a record of that or how it happened. My client doesn't know.
Well, what I've done is I've asked that he not be allowed back in the courthouse. And the deputy took a photo of him. So somebody can let the sheriff know that he's not to have attorney visits if he's not his attorney.
If you're thinking that, he's also right now a person who is on bond for an aggravated assault. So somebody might want to talk to pretrial services or his bond.
So somebody may want to talk to his pretrial services officer. And honestly, the name that he gave me, I don't even believe that's his real name because he seemed to be stumbling over what his name was. But the deputies did take a photo of him, so I'm sure that's going to be placed at the courthouses and they can place it at the jail.
This is the moment the story becomes truly unbelievable. If he posed as a lawyer to speak privately with inmates, that's an extraordinary breach of trust.
As well.
I'm on the Bexar County website pretty easy with the name he's been filing things under.
Okay.
And he's filed stuff.
And what name did he give?
It's a...
Is it Henry? Okay.
Whatever that name is, that's his name.
All right. So before you leave here today, we'll take up that matter with the sheriff's.
When even the judge doubts the name he gave, it becomes clear that almost nothing about this man can be taken at face value.